Okay, we're back for more. We're going to do some more polar area. This time we are going to do example 2. This one starts off, it says find the intersection points between r equals 1 minus 2 cosine of theta and r equals 1. So this is a limit zone and this is a circle with a radius of 1. So first let's find out where those two graphs cross by setting them equal to each other. So where does 1 minus 2 cosine of theta equal 1? And where does the cosine equal 0? So theta is at pi halves and 3 pi halves. Okay, now it does say intersection points, and so I do need to plug in that pi halves. So 1 minus 2 times the cosine of pi halves and 1 minus 2 times the cosine of 3 pi halves. Both of these are going to be 0. It doesn't matter if it's pi halves or 3 pi halves. So our r is going to equal 1. So the point is going to be 1 and pi halves and 1 and 3 pi halves. Okay, on the polar ones, you always want to make sure you can check where what this looks like on a graph. So if I graph my limit zone up here, the 1 plus the 2 is 3, and it's negative cosine. So I'm going to go to the negative 3 on cosine. And then this is a 1, so this is going to go out to 1 here and out to 1 here. Okay, a radius of 1 is also going to go out to 1 here. I'm going to look like I'm going to have an eclipse because my 1's not very even, but this is our circle with a radius of 1. And then our limit cone is going to go like this. So we already know they cross here and here. It comes to the pole. And then remember it does that inner loop. And this is a 1, so it's at 1. So I'm going to have a loop right here and a loop right here. So hopefully you can see that they intersect here, and those are the 2 points that I found. But there's one more point here that's the inner loop that I would need to keep going to find. So sometimes it's easier to draw it than to try and keep going around and around. But I know that that point is the radius is 1, and then that's pi. So if I look at the circle in the position, 0 would be here, pi is over here. So our last intersection point would be 1 pi. So those two graphs actually cross at these 3 points. So you want to make sure to look at the graph, which means you need to know how to sketch it, okay, to find other intersection points. Okay, all right, we're going to do one more video, and that is going to deal with our the between the curves, area between two curves.